So we've already heard a huge amount about what's being done, the policy, the infrastructure that's being laid for developing a diverse economy within the United Arab Emirates. Indeed, the UAE sits within 4 time zones of 2 billion consumers. It really is strategically placed at this time when investments and business is going from west to east, and the trade channels are indeed changing. So to start with, I'd like to ask each panelist just to explain to you, to bear in mind these our friends here in Germany may not know too much about our organisations, so I'd like you very much to just, in a couple of sentences, explain exactly what you're bringing to the table here. Perhaps Alex, we can start with you. Sorry.
Is it work? It is work. Assalamu alaikum, and thank you for this opportunity. I'm very pleased to represent Khalifa Industrial Zone Abu Dhabi. Khalifa Industrial Zone Abu Dhabi and the Khalifa Port is a new industrial zone, industrial port between the Emirates of Abu Dhabi and Dubai. It's a large development of about 51 square kilometers of industrial land and a large port adjacent to it. It is very much part of the government's economic diversification program, and its goal is to attract non-oil and gas, if you will, so diversified economic activity in industrial manufacturing, offering deep water ports, zero tax, low operating cost, access to markets, and ease of doing business. We've launched about a year and a half ago. Our first trip abroad was last year's Hannover Messe. We're very pleased to be back this year and ready to have been able to announce a few investments from Germany. So it's very good to be back, and thank you for this opportunity.
Mohammed, over to you.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mohammed Al-Hosani. I work for Western Region Development Council. We are here to bring to you the Al Gharbia region. Al Gharbia is 70% of the land mass of Abu Dhabi. It's a region rich with exciting opportunities. We got the biggest gas plant in the world, the biggest oil refinery in the world, the biggest solar energy plant in the world. The region got lots to offer, specifically when it comes to innovation and industries. It's the home for heavy industry in UAE. It's the growth engine for UAE. It's the fuel, let's say, home for Abu Dhabi and United Arab Emirates in general. The government of Abu Dhabi is keen to have innovative solutions and partner with the German know-how.
Excellent. I think indeed we're going to talk much more about that, I hope, because that's in many sense the focus. I'm going to stop you right there and turn to Juma now, if I may. Just a couple of sentences.
Yes. My name is Juma Al-Matroushi. I am here to represent Dubai Silicon Oasis. Dubai Silicon Oasis, it is a technology park within the Emirates of Dubai. We have been created as an initiative by His Highness the Prime Minister, Vice President, Prime Minister and Ruler of Dubai, Sheikh Mohammed, on 2004. This is actually to diversify the economy of the UAE, actually to move it toward what we call it knowledge-based economy, and also to introduce a new kind of technology such as high-tech, biotech, and clean air, this kind of an industry. What we have created within Dubai Silicon Oasis, we have created a zone where a company can enjoy all, as our colleagues from Gezat stated, in terms of tax, in terms of incentives and somewhat of subsidies actually from us as Dubai Silicon Oasis when it comes to a technology. However, we also provided our client with other opportunities, such as we have a VC fund where it is around $50 million VC fund where the company can benefit from this fund. We have created for our host company, which is around 680 company, we have created a university actually in collaboration with RIT from the United States, and this is made it the students go and work to do the things because of the engineering issue and the project they are together. We have created this kind of an atmosphere which really people can work and live together within the same area. I will leave it now to my colleagues and then we can...
Brilliant, yes, because I'm going to draw you on a couple of those points shortly. But Imad, can you just tell us a little bit about the RAC Department of Economic Development and policy going forward, how this fits in this story?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure speaking today with this great audience. We did not have that much in the corner speaker this morning, but I'm really glad talking to you about not only Ras Al Khaimah. My name is Imad. I'm the investment promotion director for Ras Al Khaimah Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And today we're not only representing the Chamber of Commerce, because the role of the Chamber has evolved into sustaining and giving support to the international business community and the local business community in terms of investment promotion. The essentials today are just as easy and as simple as 3 points. I would like to talk to you about what is Ras Al Khaimah doing today, and how Ras Al Khaimah is contributing to the GDP of UAE in terms of industry, and the news about what is really happening there, because most of people really know about Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and the next rising emirate is definitely Ras Al Khaimah. So we would like you to explore more in a minute. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Abu Bakr.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, everybody. And I'm glad to be here representing Statistics Center Abu Dhabi. And Statistics Center Abu Dhabi has started operationally in 2009. And basically we are covering various sectors in the field of statistics, mainly in the economy and population, and also the agriculture and the environment. This is a small introduction.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to turn straight to those involved with the free trade zone model. Perhaps we could turn to you, Juma. The model has been replicated throughout not only the United Arab Emirates but further afield within the region. And obviously it's an easy sell to investors, but it's not such an easy sell perhaps to a German audience here. How do you explain the benefits that can be derived from that? I'm thinking particularly in terms of the downstream development of this.
This is exactly what.
Yeah, Tom.
What's what we are doing is, as you said, the focus is that to really move to knowledge-based economy. This is one of the things. However, there are a certain fundamental we have to do. Actually, the free zones and the free zone benefits, which cannot be replicated here in Germany, as you said, but people from Germany really they can enjoy it when they move into the UAE. This is one of the things. However, there are other issues which comes to this. UAE also can afford not only the tax holiday, but also a good standard of living. This is add to the things. As we looked at Abu Dhabi Vision for 2030, which is concentrated on education and also on healthcare. There are certain issues that really are available in the UAE. And when a company will move from Germany or from Europe to UAE, they will still enjoy the good living, the good standard of education, and a good healthcare. Those are the things which we are putting on the table. Other things we are putting on the table, our financial institutions are ready there to help and assist based on a good feasibility studies. Those are the things also which we can get beside the free zone benefits.
Thank you. Imad, it's a great pleasure to have Ras Al Khaimah here under the UAE umbrella. I believe this is perhaps the first time we've all sat under this umbrella. And one of the interesting things, of course, is the synergies between Emirates. Often I think people quite wrongly assume that there's a competition, and in fact, policy is striving towards complementary development. How are you working to develop policy around that idea of interconnectedness? I mean, we saw the railway as a good example, I suppose, of a superstructure that's going to unite all the Emirates.
It's a very good question. I actually think that it's one of the best questions I've ever asked. Ras Al Khaimah specifically is trying to find a niche and try to complement what is missing elsewhere. We are never going to be competing with Dubai or Abu Dhabi, or the industrial feature of the Emirate is really making it stand out in terms of as an industrial hub. Now I can probably think of three, as I said at the beginning, of three major points to be related to you, related to the subject, is the free zones. We have actually not 2 free zones, we have 3 free zones. The latest one has been set up in the maritime industry sector, which is the government has injected some 400 million dirhams into restructuring the 5 ports and putting them under one umbrella, which is the Rak Maritime City. The Rak Maritime City encompasses more than 80 million square meters ready for investment, with 5 kilometer line or water line. This is destined only for the companies or institutions that would be preferably setting up near the sea, as manufacturing or shipbuilding. This is something that is new. The Maritime City has opened in July of last year, 2011, and already attracting many international strong companies. One of them is ironically a German company, Knauf, that has set up business in the region. The second sector, which is really important to us, is tourism. It's really strange how tourism and industry are cohabitating and coexisting in the region. It's a beautiful emirate with beaches, nice mountains, lagoons, and people. The people cannot, have enough of the emirate, because it's a real pleasure being there. Now, for as far as successes, I would like to also highlight the two other free zones. Rakia, let me start with Rak Free Zone. They have been ranked as the fourth best free zone in terms of transportation and logistics lately. They have been ranked one of the best out of 115 free zones all over the world for their, as I said, logistics infrastructure and economic competitiveness. For Rakia, they have lately done a great job. I'm sure that you've heard of this big investment deal done with Real Madrid. It's worth $1 billion. It is Real Madrid Resort Island. It is encompassing 430,000 square meters, attracting in the next year opening 1 million visitors. The other very good news is that this project will be opening doors in 2015, and this could be not only a great attraction for tourism, but also to showcase the beauty of the emirate and creating jobs and so many other activities. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Actually, to add to that, one of the things that's been the competition between the Emirates, we go back to the questions. You know, if you look at the project which is started in Abu Dhabi, which is Iman, it is between the Emirates of Abu Dhabi and the Emirates of Dubai. But it's really in Abu Dhabi, you know, the experience of Dubai over the last 20 years and the portion of Abu Dhabi, such a gas, such an industry, to have Iman there. This is how we are cooperating with each other.
Alex, just turning to you, if I may. We've heard that Ras Al Khaimah is developing. Yeah, sorry.
A compliment to that. I think one of the key success factors for building a knowledge-based economy is to have that diversification and alliances within the Emirates, within the United Arab Emirates and the different Emirates. And I'm sure it's there, and it's improving, and that diversity helps basically the knowledge-based economy within the United Arab Emirates.
Thank you. And yeah.
It's very important. It's add to the package, the attractiveness package of the country.
Yes.
We're not forgetting enabling sectors, education, healthcare,
Absolutely.
social infrastructure. It's something very important that the government is emphasizing.
So the social infrastructure is being highlighted, and I actually want to come to that in a second, if I may, because I want to talk about developing capacity within national education and things like that. But I just want to go to Alex, because before, just to wrap up the free zone idea, because very much, correct me if I'm wrong, Abu Dhabi has a very well-established hydrocarbons industry. Kizad is looking to leverage that and develop downstream. Is that fair?
I would say it's probably even more than that. It's absolutely right that Abu Dhabi has a large proven oil and gas reserves, and indeed it looks to diversify its economy away from oil and gas. Part of that is obviously we have the ICAT zones, Corp industrial zones, and we have Kizad, and we have obviously our colleagues in Dubai, Ras Al Khaimah. So a few things. In terms of free zones, yes, we are offering free zones. Free zones, ladies and gentlemen, means that you are free to have up to 100% of the shares, and you're still in a tax-free environment.
Whereas, sorry, just to clarify, onshore,
the maximum ownership of a company for foreigners would be 49%. Still, you would be tax-free. So the free zone, what it does, it debottlenecks that limit of ownership. In Kizad, we are offering both options, so the regular land as well as the free zone land. The interesting thing is that some of our customers are actually taking plots of land in both the free zone and the non-free zone, because it really depends on their business model. If their market is UAE and GCC, and in many cases it makes a lot of sense to have a local partner to enjoy the various benefits such as an industrial license and supply these markets. If your market is very largely on the outside, and if there are certain other strategic issues such as stock listings that make a minority share a difficulty, then a free zone can be your option. In terms of complementary, I think many people ask us about this. The industrial zone, Khalifa Industrial Zone Abu Dhabi, very much focuses on industrial manufacturing and mostly on the heavy kind. So to that end, the government has endowed Kizad also with the Khalifa port, which is a deep water port. There's industrial facilities there, such as seawater cooling, process water, heavy power, and for on a case-by-case basis, gas allocation. So we are really catering for the heavier industrial component, and as such, complementing other zones that we have in the UAE.
Okay, thank you. Abu Bakr, I'm going to turn to you now. We're talking about what you bring to the table, and what your entity brings to the table, and the Statistics Authority is a very interesting one, because as somebody who's been following the Gulf for 10 years, one of the biggest problems has been getting access to, as an economist, good, clear information, and particularly in the form of, even if you could get that, would it be backed up by statistics? What can we learn from the development of SCAD as we know it, and what does it bring to investors?
Basically, SCAD developed now for almost 3 years plus. This is our 4th year in 2012, and we established various indicators. We are having currently more than 600 indicators in these various sectors, which is the economy, social and population and environment and agriculture. And I believe many investors or all investors look when they would like to come and invest in UAE and Abu Dhabi or the United Arab Emirates, the various seven Emirates, definitely they will be looking for the different indicators and publications within the various sectors. Because to build that economy, you need also to look into the population growth, you need to look into the different support of the various regulations and so on. So definitely we are publishing all of our indicators and publications, and indeed our participation is to have that clarity into the matter by having all of our publications published, which can support definitely the investors in various sectors and hopefully for the development of their investments within United Arab Emirates.
Thank you. And Jumra, if I can turn to you. In terms of joint ventures and the people that are looking to invest and come to your free zone, how attractive is the investment environment? If you could improve something, perhaps, what might it be? And indeed, how important is access to decent information for investors and people looking to come to Dubai and the Emirates?
Lately, actually, the Emirates of Dubai, there has been, they just formed a council, which is, this council is all the free zones, which is the 22 free zone which exists within the Emirates of Dubai, are all members of that free zones. Through this now, all the information for the investors will be streamlined by the council, and they're going to be one-stop shops where the information can be really taken from there. This is when it comes to the information. What really Dubai Silicon Oasis, what we differentiate ourselves not on the basis of per square meter or sales. We really differentiate ourselves what we really, new things we put on the table, such as we talked about VC funds and the incubators and bringing the universities right there at the doorstep of the...
So this is quite a holistic approach to the whole industry.
Exactly. And what we worked with actually is what we call it is an ecosystem. And that ecosystem really, it is contained of 6 items, which is first of all the government support, second infrastructure, third we have the university and incubator, fourth we have SMEs, the sixth we have VC fund actually. Those are the...
And is this venture capital fund specifically aimed at any section within your industry? The SMEs you mentioned there, would they be able to attract that sort of investment?
This funds actually, we actually call it a technology fund. And that's, the companies in UAE or outside UAE, they are all eligible for that fund. This are things what we are, it's very important also, as I said earlier, we really match, because it's very important for us is the manpower and availability of talent. This is what has been missing in the UAE for some times among the nationals. However, now the universities, we do have a location of 22 universities just by the Dubai Silicon Oasis, where there are enough engineers to fuel the companies who's going to be coming to Dubai Silicon Oasis.
And I suspect that each and every member of this panel has a stake in terms of increasing the level of nationals working within these sectors, which is all important in terms of the broader vision. I suppose turning to Mohammed, the Western region is a whole sort of geographic area, and would it be too strong to say that in the past has suffered from a lack of investment because it simply had one core energy-rich centre, which has led to a lot of people leaving and going towards Abu Dhabi and increasing pressure on the urban centres?
One of the let's say important goals that we aim to is to raise the attractiveness of the region. We would like to make Al Gharbia an attractive place to live, invest, raise families, visit. So yes, raising the attractiveness of the region, making it important place or attractive place to live and invest is our priority.
And in terms of social infrastructure, what's driving that?
Of course, social infrastructure and all other enabling sectors, providing retail services, providing education, higher quality education, higher education, vocational education, matching the employment future needs with